Today we got the release of the newest Helluva Boss episode, being Mission Zero. This one was special since it was on Amazon Prime and was also a remake of the pilot. Like usual, I'll give a quick synopsis and then move on to discuss the things I liked and disliked about it. I hope you enjoy. So Mission Zero starts off with Blitz explaining a bit of the lore of the world. We get some funny scenes in the office with Blitz revealing that he is a grimoire. We find out that he obtained it from Stolas. Stolas calls Blitz and reveals that he wants to meet him again. Blitz declines. The gang decide how they want to proceed with their mission before Blitz finds Stolas in his office. Some interesting scenes happen until the gang decide they're out of time and go through the portal. We get an updated version of the IMP jingle. So with the synopsis covered, let's get into my thoughts. I actually really enjoyed this one. I watched it with a friend, but I was smiling and laughing the entire way through. This was lovely because the last few Helluva Boss episodes have been really focused on plot progression and character development. As a result, this means that there's less opportunities for funny jokes and gags. First up, the biggest thing you'll immediately notice is the upgrade in animation style. The entire show looks different and I love it. All of the shadows and colours pop with a lot of vibrancy. The animation is more fluid than ever and the characters themselves look great. There's a lot of emphasis put on the facial animations of the characters, more so than in the usual episode. Blitz is a great example. His eyes glow, his face looks detailed, and then it'll hilariously jump to a unique version which makes the jokes funnier. Luna is another example. Her overall appearance and animation style is beautiful. I also liked how Blitz just went out and confirmed Luna's age is 22, because for the longest time in the fandom, people would argue about if she's an adult or not, so that debate has been closed. As for the actual plot and writing, again it was solid. This felt very familiar, but also new at the same time. The big difference I clocked immediately was the tone. In the pilot, it was a clear mockumentary format, which differed from the rest of the series. Here, it runs more like a traditional episode, with an introduction at the start and a musical number at the end. Stolas is a great example. In the pilot, he's clearly very villainous, because that's the way he was originally planned to be. But in Mission Zero, he's exactly how he is during the actual show. He's obsessed with Blitz, cracks some funny jokes, and I think I prefer him now. Like I said, the humour and writing was on point. It was packed full of the usual sex jokes and swearing, but there were a few lines that were hilarious. Luna calling Moxie gay, Stolas' room being decorated just for Blitz, and Millie and Moxie kissing were all contenders for the best joke. It's miles better than the pilot in my opinion. There's a couple other fun gags, like Viv and Brandon showing up, only for Viv to be killed and Brandon grabs a shotgun to avenge her. The pilot was funny when it came out, but it started to show its age, and I remember thinking that when I reviewed it again in a dedicated video. The style and comedy in Mission Zero is much more on brand. The pacing was really tight. Sitting at 10.5 minutes, it was basically the exact same length as the pilot, but they covered a lot more bases. It didn't drag or feel too fast, it was just right in my opinion. One aspect I really enjoyed was the updated rendition of the IMP jingle. The animation during that scene was gorgeous, but the music itself rocked. Like I said earlier, it's just really charming to hear a new version of something you know very well. I'm so happy that they kept the original jingle in at the start as well. Helluva Boss is known for its awesome music, so Mission Zero was no exception. The episode also cleverly teased future plot points, like with the frame of all of the show's villains, and we see a brand new villain in the background. I'm excited to learn who that character is and what their role will be. There's plenty of other neat details, but I'll save them all for a dedicated video. So with the things I liked covered, is there anything I disliked? First up, a couple of fun jokes from the pilot were unfortunately missing. Blitz's insurance joke being a great example. That one was a fan favourite, and I remember it being quoted a ton back in the day, so I'm a little surprised it didn't make it in. Another thing that surprised me was the scene where Blitz steals the grimoire for the first time. This is the third time we've seen this scene, so I was a little confused seeing it again. It's basically the same scene we've seen before, but with updated graphics. I actually think they should have kept Stella's line in from when they showed this scene in Season 2 Episode 1. I think that line made it a lot funnier, along with Stolas saying he's getting a divorce. That's just personal preference though. This is also a nitpick, but during one frame, if you look at Moxie's hand, it's partly see-through because they forgot to max out the opacity. Obviously not a serious critique, but I just thought I'd mention that. One aspect that did leave me feeling a bit disappointed was the censoring. Mission Zero, along with the rest of the season, were advertised as being uncensored, with all of the swears showing in full. This wasn't really the case. Here, for example, when Blitz shows one of the boards, the image is pixelated. A little later, when Stolas does his speech down the phone, it bleeps most of what he says. This is likely for comedic effect, as a reference to the pilot, but they've already done this joke several times, like in Murder Family. It would have been funnier to just have him swear in all his glory. So I think fans expecting the show to be uncensored will be left feeling a bit disappointed, unfortunately. So in conclusion, what do I think? I really liked it. I think Mission Zero succeeded at being everything it was advertised as. It was the pilot but with a new coat of paint, some great jokes, and an updated plot. It is more true to how the show is now, and I think that's awesome. Although I like the pilot, it is quite outdated, and it's no wonder that a lot of fans were confused going into the real show, because it is just so different to how things actually are. Mission Zero is a great entry, and I'd say it's the definitive way to start watching the series now. You can start with it, and then move on to Murder Family and the rest of the series after. I'm interested in hearing what you guys thought about the episode down below. Did you like it? Do you prefer it over the original pilot? Let me know down below. As always, thanks for watching.